Hey dudes, what's up? Today's video is going to be kind of similar to my Slenderman video and like my black-eyed children video, where we're going to be talking about one specific entity, in particular the entire video. And one of my friends from my stream actually sent me this creature. He sent me a picture of it and he was like, this would be interesting, even though it's not real, it would be interesting to talk about. It's getting really big on the internet right now, so I figured, why not talk about it? And that creature is called the Siren Head. I have to sneeze. It went away. So the creature we're going to be talking about today is called Siren Head. Basically, it's a super tall creature with two sirens on the sides of its heads. I'm going to put pictures throughout this video over my voice so you guys can see what I'm talking about. But other than that, I'm just going to be reading through the information online. So if any of you guys are familiar with SCPs, Siren Head is an SCP. It is SCP number 6789, has its own SCP wiki page or SCP sandbox page, and this page has information all about it, so I will leave that as well as the wiki page that I'm using in the description, so if you guys want to do more research on Siren Head, you can go ahead. Siren Head was created by a man named Trevor Henderson, and if you look up his Instagram, he creates a bunch of different paranormal or like scary beings, and some of the pictures he has on there are extremely creepy, so if you guys like that kind of stuff, which I know you do, go ahead and check out his stuff. He's got a lot of creepy stuff. So a little bit about what this creature looks like. He is 40 feet tall with a super long skinny body that looks like it's just flesh and bones in the color of rusted metal. Its arms and legs are super long and skinny, and his arms go basically to the floor. So if you think about it, a 40-foot creature with arms basically down to his ankles. Instead of a head, it has two sirens attached to it and several black wires wrapping around its neck and into its chest. The speakers are the only metal part of its body entangled into its actual fleshy parts, and both ends of the sirens both contain a mouth, presumably where it eats its victims from. This is the version of Siren Head that you mostly see over the internet, but it was said in a post by Trevor himself that Siren Head can be seen with just one siren or different kinds of looking sirens. Sometimes its body can be different colors or different shapes. So it's unknown if these are different types of siren heads or if it's the same one that changes its appearance while it's out in the wild. Siren Head is most commonly found in heavily wooded areas where it blends into the trees. It can be seen standing among trees, kind of camouflaging itself to look like trees. It's said to be a very fast runner, running up to speeds of I think 240 miles per hour, or maybe just 200, but extremely fast. So if you can imagine this thing sprinting at you, I don't think you're gonna stand a chance. The two sirens on its head serve as like a purpose to also blend into its environment. There are a lot of stories of the Siren Head mimicking its last victim. So once it eats or does whatever it does with its prey, it can then mimic the voice of whatever it ate last. So if it was a human, he can use that voice to say, "Help me." And so if you hear "help me" when you're out in the woods from far away, it is said to be Siren Head, and you should avoid it, because if you get too close, you will become its next victim, and then it can use your voice to lure in the next victim. Hearing that definitely sold me on this creature. I think that that's the most interesting and creepy part about Siren Head, is the fact that it can use voices to mimic things and sounds to lure you in or to get you to go where it wants. Siren Head can also emit snippets of music, emergency alert messages, air sirens, imitate people's voices, and radio chatter. So if you hear any kind of like siren or anything when you're out in the woods, that's what it is. While asleep, it's said to emit white noise, which that's kind of cute. Okay, you know, we're talking about something really creepy here, but like, he just likes to sleep to the sound of white noise. Me too, me too. Although the most notable and unique noise it generates is numbers alongside random words, similar to a numbers station broadcast. When mimicking a human, a distinctive distortion in the voices is always present, due to the sounds being played through sirens instead of vocal cords or other organic means of creating noise. So I just read that straight off of the wiki. Okay, so now I got to the part of the wiki that has audio samples, so I think it would be fun to listen to some together. From that clip, I'm sure that the first siren sound that was played is probably very familiar to you guys. I know that that did go around the internet a little bit ago. I don't know if it was a couple months ago or maybe like even closer to a year ago. Then you guys heard it change into like the radio, television, broadcast system sound. So there are many different sounds that Siren Head can make, which I think is what makes it so creepy, especially the fact that it can mimic human voices, which freaks me out. In the case of like the distortion, it is kind of similar to Slender Man in a way. I don't know if that's just entities like that that give off distortion, and that's why it's so prevalent with creatures like that. But I do kind of get a Slender Man vibe from Siren Head, which is why I think I'm so interested in it. In 2018, there was actually a game made about Siren Head called Siren Head. It's a very short game where basically you just walk through the woods, you see this tall kind of creature walking through the forest, and you hear the siren sound that I just played for you, and you see blood stains all over, little articles of clothing and stuff like that left behind, and you get to a scene where a person was probably killed by Siren Head. You turn around and oh my god, he's right there. He starts walking at you and you can either run around or you just die. It's a very short game, but it gets me excited because although that game was made back in 2018, which means that this is a creature that was made years ago, it's not a new thing to the internet, but it is becoming more well known and more talked about now, so that makes me excited to see if there will be any other games that come out surrounding this creature. I know that Fallout 4 actually has a mod that you can put Siren Head into your game and he can act as one of the little creatures and he can attack you and you can kill him. So he's becoming something that is more known and more prevalent throughout games and the internet and lore, so I'm very excited to see where this goes. I just thought it was interesting. I hope you guys find it interesting. Thank you to my friend Chubby Rojo from my chat. Some of you guys will know him from that, for sending me this creature and telling me to talk about it on YouTube because I find it very interesting. Like I said earlier, it does give me a Slender Man vibe, and I was really interested in Slender Man when he started to come out. He creeped me out, but he interested me, and it's the same thing with this. So if you guys don't know about Siren Head, now you do, and maybe you guys can share the interest with me. I hope you guys liked this type of video. I always like talking about one specific type of creature or entity or something, just so we can kind of focus on one every once in a while. I just think they're interesting to kind of break down. If there are any other creatures like Siren Head or Slender Man that you guys want me to cover in a future video, please let me know down in the description. If there's any other SCPs you want me to cover, that could be its own series on my channel, honestly, talking about different SCPs, because some of them are really, really creepy. I played SCP when I was really young. It was one of the first like computer games other than like Barbie or SpongeBob or stuff like that I played. I've never really delved too deep into SCP, but oh my god, there is so much behind SCPs and there's so many different things because it is a community driven form. So if that is something that you guys want me to start talking about, we can talk about those too. That would be fun. Maybe I can do a video where we focus on like a couple at a time or something. I don't know, just ideas. Let me know your thoughts if that's something that interests you or not. And let me know if there's any other creatures you want me to focus on in the future. But other than that, I'm gonna go. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys and I'll see you guys next time. Bye everybody.
Just like the street lights lit this town, like a fire in a blaze, gotta burn it down.
You know that sound.